Hey adventurers, Joe Bassett here for Valiant Outfitters for another Wilderness Wednesday. A little while ago I did a demonstration of how I do a bedroll and a shelter roll to attach to the bottom of my minimalist bag. And a few of the comments following that said it was kind of hard to follow how I did that roll, how I divided the tarp. I went back and I watched that video, and they were right. It was kind of like the shell game or playing three-card Monte. It was difficult to follow along how I split up my DD Hammocks tarp. So this week I'm going to redo that specifically about how I do that bedroll. But I'm going to use some markers here to show you how I divide up into those fourths. This time I'm going to demonstrate it with my inflatable sleeping pad and my sleeping bag. So hopefully it'll make more sense this time. Just like last time, I've laid my tarp down and I want the exposed part, the top part or the exterior part of my tarp down towards the ground because I don't want water from dew or anything left over from rain the night before to get on the interior of my tarp that then would get into my sleep system. I've split my tarp into fourths and I've marked them off with these white pieces of wood. So here I have one at the halfway point and one here to split it in fourths there, and then I've put another one to split it into fourths again. The nice thing about these DD hammocks is because of the way the tie points are, it is automatically divided into fourths for you. It has tie outs along the mid seam and then tie outs halfway between the mid seam and the edge, and the same on the other side. Now, of course, I'm not going to have these in here when I roll it out. This is just to demonstrate so you can see where I'm dividing that hammock. I've already laid out here my sleeping pad, and you can see that I've put it on one of the interior fourths between the halfway point and that next quarter tie-out point. I want to make sure that it's in that interior portion because when I fold this, I'm going to seal it from both sides. If I put it all the way at the outside edge, then I'm going to have an opening where water can get inside of this roll if it rains and get my sleep system wet. We definitely don't want that. Next, I'm going to put the sleeping bag on top of my sleep pad. Now, if your sleeping system doesn't fit into this section, you can just fold it however you need to get it to fit. You'll remember in the other video that if I take my wool blanket and fold it into thirds, then it fits well here. You can see that just laid out flat. My sleeping bag and my sleeping pad fit well here between these two sections. Next, I'm going to take this half and fold it all the way over. Now that I've flipped that half over onto this half, here's where my sleep system is. Of course, I've taken out those wooden pieces so that they don't get in the way when I want to roll it. But I've put one back here so you can see now that I've taken that half and flipped it over, I have two halves here that were my fourths. I've sealed this side because that's where fold is. Now next, I'm going to come back this way, fold this section over, and that is going to seal this side as well. So I'm sealed on both sides. Now my tarp is 1/4 its original size because I took it, folded it in half, and then folded it in half again. That left me with 1/4. Now that I've folded my tarp and my sleep system in half and then in half again, I'm going to fold it in half one more time so that it's a good width to fit underneath my pack. Before I start rolling, I'm going to feel along here to where my bedroll starts, right about here. And I'm going to take my bag that has cordage and tent stakes or tent pegs in it. I'm going to place that there, and I'll fold that up over so that now my sleep system comes to right here, and then I'll begin my rolling. I want to roll this fairly tight, and every once in a while I'll need to make sure to pull over so that it stays even along the open side. Before I get all the way to the end, I'm going to feel for where that bedroll stops, and I'll fold that other end in to seal that. Then I'll finish the roll, and you're going to need to squeeze some air out, but it'll come out as you roll in. And now I have a good tight roll. I'll finish it off with some paracord, and I've taken a length and doubled it up. Make sure you have plenty so that doubled up, it can get all the way around that roll. Lay that out. With the loop I've made away from me and the two working ends in towards me, I'll feed up through that loop once and around again. Put my thumb to hold it on the side towards me and pull tight. Just keep cinching it down just like a zip tie. If I want to lock it down, I can just do an overhand in there and cinch it down. And it's good and secure. It's not going to come back out on me. There it is, a more detailed view of how I do that bedroll and shelter roll to attach it to the bottom of my pack. Hey, I hope that you found this helpful. If you did, hit that like button. Subscribe, hit the notification button so that you know that every time I come out with another video, whether it's my new ham radio series that I've started or for Wilderness Wednesday, so that you can get outside and enjoy the outdoors more. This is Joe Bassett for Valiant Outfitters.